I think just to, before Manish, I would request you to jump in, is what Gautam just touched upon. How is this scenario of esports changed with, all of us staying home, most of us staying at home, multiple screens? What kind of effect has that had on the area of business that you've been focusing on?
So I think, see, the underlying games, which are mobile games, they have been growing very, very rapidly. So India had roughly around 100 million gamers 2 years back, which is now around 350 million gamers. So that's the kind of growth spurred by the cheap data, and we are the cheapest data in the world. And that has really kind of grown massively in number of people who are playing games. And what happens is that not all genres really lend themselves to watching people playing games. So esports in very simplistic terms is people want to watch people playing video games. As simple as that. There is nothing more to that. And you are looking at variety of genres like your first person shooting games or mobile battle arena. And I think the virtual sports will become a very, very important part going forward as we have large number of people playing those mobile games. And I truly believe what you are seeing today, PUBG, which is having massive amount of esports viewership, our own, we have a flagship event called India Premiership, where we used to get roughly around 40,000 concurrency. In June, July, we hit almost 500,000 kind of a concurrency. And it's like kind of really growing every day. Number of viewers on our own YouTube channels and other channels is really crossing things. And I believe that as we continue to progress, there would be virtual simulation sports games, which will really drive the consumer behavior because you can play it every day. And the beauty of that is we had test cricket, we had one day, we had T20. Now you will have a virtual games, which will be 15 minutes kind of results. And that uncertainty and the gratification which you want to see between two players playing that game for a shorter duration of time, that really makes it even more fun from a spectator point of view. And the sports simulation games, as we have seen, so just to give you some numbers, we have 30 lakh people in India play every day a cricket game, right? And they play it for 52 minutes every day. And this is a number which, when IPL comes, will at least become 60 lakhs, because that's what we have seen in the previous sessions, previous seasons of last year's. And they spend almost an hour playing that game every day when it's an IPL time period. And now we are launching a multiplayer into it where you and I can play over 2-over matches or 5-over matches. So I think that whole excitement of a shorter burst of instant gratification makes it an amazing thing to watch and live stream in a period of time. And I'm looking at a horizon of 3 to 7 years from now where we will have 15-20 million people playing virtual cricket every day, and their streams are being watched on OTT platforms. So I think that's the future. From an advertiser side, what has happened is that, and testimonies, I'm talking on a return of sports marketing where esports is being talked about, which means that we are all cognizant that esports is something to really take notice of. And Gautam and I have spoken about it, Vineet and I have spoken about it. So my view is a lot of standard advertisers in last 3 months who would have never looked at esports and never look at soccer, kabaddi, cricket, obviously they look at it, are in discussions and are engaging. And the discussion is, acha pehle samjhao esports hota kya? So we are kind of starting from there. What is esports? And then all your guys who have fostered sports in this country for last 20 years, a variety of sports, and they've been instrumental in making these sports what they are. They are in discussion with us today, saying that, okay, let's understand what can we do, what can we partner, how can we partner in building formats, building cups, building leagues, and all that stuff. So I think that's where massive amount of interest from mainstream advisors, if I may call them, is happening, because till now it was Intel and an HP and a Dell doing it. But now you've suddenly understood that there is a 14 plus to 25 plus, a very high engaged, large audience base, which is playing these games every day for 1 hour to 2 hours. And how do we really connect with them, engage with them? That's where your esports is happening. And we believe that virtual sports, The third stakeholder, which is interesting, I'll not name them, a lot of sports bodies have come to us and saying that, okay, we want to hedge our risk. We just don't want to be on live sports. We want to be also creating a virtual version of our leagues. And we would like to extend our licenses or partner with you. So those discussions have started to really look at multi-nation tournaments happening or within the country, things happening. So I think we have seen that happening in NBA 2K partnership. We have seen a Formula One partnership happening. And I believe that's all is going to happen in cricket and soccer very soon. And FIFA is already taken with Electronic Arts much ahead. They've been doing it. So I think cricket and cricket fraternity is now completely aware and cognizant of that they can't be just doing traditional real sports. They need to have the same version of virtual sports and partake into that opportunity.
Yeah.
Maybe just to add to that a little bit, Mrinmay, I think what Manish described sort of as first explained to me what is esports, which was a very common thing even 2-3 years ago, probably even now, right, at some level. But I think if you just very simplistically for people who may watch this, one of the barriers I used to hear some years ago, including in the US where I used to be previous to this, I think Amazon paid $1 billion or something many years ago to buy Twitch, which was a platform for, viewing some of these things. And people were like, at that time, why would anybody watch somebody else playing online, as an example, right? Now, if you just take that statement and you just step back a minute, and it's no different from why would anybody watch somebody playing in a field? Like, it's the same notion. The world has become digital. So instead of watching them in a stadium, you watch people playing online. There are participants, but then there are viewers that are coming and watching, right? So you can keep the screen time and all those debates away. But if education is becoming digital, if commerce is becoming digital, sports will become digital. The degrees will differ, the kinds of things will differ, and audiences who watch high quality sport, whether it is for skill, for strategy, they will watch it whether on the ground or on or people playing digitally. So I think the direction to me thematically is clear. We just always need time to get used to that notion, and then suddenly there's a tipping point.